Hey everyone, this is Manshark Sub LPs. I'm Sub, and this is Secret of Mana. And when we left off last time, we just defeated Spiky Tiger at the Witch Eleny's place. We were a little bit late, according to this, so we need to go. Well, we do need to go to the southern ruins of the Kingdom of Pandora at some point, but we received a message from Sage Luca at the Water Temple that she needed assistance. Currently, we saved the game at Nerko's. We're not going to stay there for too long. Let me get that mouse pointer off screen. And I think, what were we doing? Yeah, we were leveling up our weapons, kind of. So we're using the bow, which I hate, but, you know, we'll just see how we go. Oops. I would remap the controls because I keep on pushing X instead of A to attack. So I would remap the controls, but you can't. Which is kind of annoying, but, well, what are you going to do? So let's see, we see Sage Luca. And then I think we have to go to the Underground Palace as well. Because our objective is to go to the Underground Palace, but we're blocked by a some lava that the witch put there. Here we are. What's up, Sage Luca?
Would you like to save the game?
Sure, but why are we here?
Undine, the elemental of water, lives in a cave behind a waterfall east of this palace. Her barrier protecting the palace has disappeared, and I fear the worst. She could be in grave danger. You must find her.
Okay, so the elemental of water, Undine. We've got to get everybody off the stairs before we get rid of them. Is apparently in danger. So let's go check up on her. We haven't met Undine before. But spoiler, this is where we get magic. So east of the palace. Or east of the, yeah, they call them palaces now, not temples. It's the water palace. Okay, these things are actually pretty nasty. I remember in the original, I would literally just run past these guys because they were so bad. Not to mention we're using this goddamn bow. Oh yeah, that was a lot of damage. A lot of damage to Prim. So she's at 62. Let's just check our weapon stats real quick. Yeah, we should be alright. We did just save the game, so you know, if anything goes wrong. Oops. That's not good. One of them's cast something. Level 1 Acid Storm, so that's gonna reduce our defense. Getting absolutely savaged in here. Okay, up the top it just said that our magic faded. That's talking about our, the buff or debuff that was placed on us. Do I want to heal Poi? Probably. Alright.
What the?
Okay, so this is, I think this is a, oh, I don't actually remember what this one in particular is called. This is a Tonpole, right? We're just going to beat the absolute shit out of it for a little bit, because there's nothing else to do here. I mean, there's no reason not to. And you can tell it's not actually attacking us, so we're just being mean here. And it becomes a biting lizard. And you can see the boss music's actually started up. This is not a real boss. Oops. Okay, come on, hit it, guys. Thank you. So, the biting lizard's entire thing is that it eats you. So staying at range is actually a pretty good idea. Oh yeah, it's also got a cure. The way to get out of being eaten is for somebody to hit it. Unfortunately, it just loves to do this. There we go. Oh, we actually did get an orb out of that. I didn't think that counted as a proper boss fight. Okay, someone leveled up. She leveled up. Alright, so she needs... the sword. Oh god, I don't want to give them the sword. That's nasty. So this music is really nice. Let's just head in here. There's Undine.
My thanks. I am Undine, the water elemental. In return for your kindness, you may use my power. Elementals may manifest as 2 types of spells, to use as you will. You may call upon my recovery and defense magic.
Yep, so Prim gets recovery and defense magic.
And you may use my battle magic.
And Papoy gets the offensive shit.
What about me?
You are the wielder of the mana sword. Magic will never be yours to master.
Yep, so because we wield the mana sword, despite the fact that we can equip it around the place, but because we're the original wielder of the mana sword by virtue of the fact that we pulled it out of the stone and it chose us, we're kind of antithetical to magic at this point in time.
For to pit your own magic against that of your sword,
This
will
was
yield
never,
disastrous results.
ever explained in the original. It was just like, no, you got the mana sword, you don't need it. But it's that the mana sword is kind of anti-magic. So, if I were to try and wield magic, it might blow up.
However, you may channel the magic of others through your mana weapon. For instance, she can cast Ice Saber on your weapon, turning your enemies into snowmen.
And part of all the buff magic that Prim gets is a weapon enhancer.
In addition, I leave this mana weapon to you. With it, you may attack enemies both above and below you. Call upon me at any time.
Yep, and she gives us the pole dart, which is a javelin.
All right! I'll be a master mage in no time.
Okay, so we've actually gotten new stuff now. So first of all, we have a javelin. So we have all 8 of our mana weapons, which is great, that's good. Now if we go over here, we'll notice that we now have Undine's magic. And down in the lower left, you can see the 3 spells that the sprite has. So she's got Freeze, Acid Storm, and Energy Absorb. I'll show you what they all do, but the main one to use here is Freeze. Oh, and while we're in there, Prim, on the other hand, has Ice Saber, which, as previously described, I mean, I'll show you all, but, you know, it enhances our weapons with the power of ice. Remedy, which is the same thing as a medicinal herb, but it's nice and cheap, which is important. And Cure Water, because, well, we're going to need more HP back. I'm feeling like this music is too loud. I'll just pull it back a little bit to there. Okay, and if we want to cast, we have to go into our ring menu and select it like so. So they have a new ring menu for magic. And if we... yeah, and so Prim has hers as well. So we'll get started with a little bit of Cure Water. Now, you can target it individually, but unlike items, you can select all.
Cure water. Thanks.
Yeah, so when you select it, the elemental appears, casts, and goes. Now, the important thing here... it's not that one, here it is. Now we have 4% of experience in Undine for Prim. And of course, the sprite has nothing. Magic levels, but only as you use it, much like weaponry. This is where most of the grind is, in my opinion. We can only get it to, that's the other thing. Where are we? Statistics. See down in the lower left, it says mana power and then has one blue circle. That indicates that we've sealed the power or tuned the mana sword to 1 mana seed so far. Magic can only go as high as the number of orbs that we have down there. So we can only get it to level 1 at this point in time. That's fine. The kicker is that we need to get it to level 1 pretty quickly. So here's Freeze. We'll cast it on all of them, which isn't going to be great for us. Because again, when you cast something, it gets split. Like if, okay, level 1 whip, that's good. So say it's got a power of, say, 150 as an entirely made up number. I think she should go into pole art now. Yep, that's good. Yeah, so 150 is a made up number. If you cast it on one thing, so I think it dealt about 60 damage to each of them, so we'll just do it on them. That one up in the corner. Okay, I might be completely out of touch with how the damage works in this game. But normally if you split an attack over multiple enemies, it does less damage. Okay, we finally got our bow up, so let's get out of that. Guess we use the whip. Alright, we've got to go back and speak to Luca just to assure her that the water elemental's cool. And, I mean, there are 8 mana weapons, there are 8 mana seeds and 8 mana temples, so there are also 8 mana elementals. So we will get more magic. But Undine is pretty much our bread and butter for a long time.
I'll heal you. Would you like to...
Yeah, save the game. Thank you.
Use Undine's power to clear the magma in the underground. Crystal orbs are made to respond to a specific elemental's power.
I don't think that the... I'm just going to check out the basement again just in case, but I don't think that the treasure has spawned in yet. Yeah, not yet. Alright, let's run out of here. There's actually a lot that happens in this area of the game before we move on. Because if you remember, looking at the guide, we are only in, let's see if the mouse pointer's shown up, this area down here is all that we're looking around in at the moment. Things get really extensive after a while. Okay, so we have to go back to the underground palace. But before we do that, we really, really need to get magic up. So she's at 4, she's at 18. So yeah, about 4% a spell. This shouldn't take us too long. The real grind of magic happens when you get a new elemental. Later on in the game, it starts at level 0, and say you've got 5 or 6 mana seeds sealed up. But that takes forever. Yep, down here, thank you. There is a bit of a trick. Let's show you what Acid Rain looks like.
Acid storm!
Well, that didn't actually trigger because we killed it too fast. So if we go into Propoise Magic, yeah, she's still at 18%. So what we'll do is we'll hang back here because I can see the Lullabud down there. Also, she didn't use MP to do it. So you can see there we've got 11 MP, so Acid Rain, Acid Storm uses 3 MP. Now, as well as doing a fair amount of damage, it also reduces the defense of the enemy. Let's try a HP absorb.
Energy absorb!
So that's exactly what you expect it to be. It takes HP from the enemy and gives it to the sprite. I don't think it's a very good spell because generally the sprite shouldn't be getting into that sort of situation. What we're doing here is we're just trying to burn through all of the sprites' MP. And that's just so that when we do go and get, like, rest up... Okay, that didn't work out because Prim got a little bit janky. We can stop her doing that by adjusting her behavior in the action grid, but it's not terribly important at this stage. Okay, last 2 HP, or MP, sorry. Whoop. Guess not. There's one good thing about the remake, it's that it really accounted for what happens if a target dies first. See, we're out of MP, we can't use anything there. Because if a target died first in the original, you generally still cast it, but you might cast it on like their death animation or something like that, which sucked. Now, the bad thing about the remake, in terms of magic, you'll note that when we cast something, I mean I can't really show you now because we're out of offensive magic, but when you cast something on someone, things stop. Particularly the enemy. The enemy stops moving and all that sort of thing. Boss fights would do exactly that. And the thing is that there was a timing where you could actually stack magic. Cool. So, what would happen is you'd get to a position where you could keep on chaining freeze for as long as you had MP, and just keep on, like you'd get up to doing damage cap, which I think is 999. Now the reason I've gone up here is because I completely forgot to do something. This is where things get a little grindy, but I'm not going to break to have a grind episode just for this part. I'm just clearing these dudes out. Now, we obviously can't cast offensive magic when there isn't anything to cast at. You can cast defensive magic when there's stuff to cast at, or when there isn't anything to cast at, but there's a thing with experience. It's a little difficult to describe exactly, but if you have weapons out, then you get full experience for all magic cast. If weapons are not out, like when you're in a town, I'll show you what that looks like in a second, then you get half experience, so it takes you twice as long. Now, the reason I'm casting Remedy instead of Cure Water or Ice Saber, I might just give a quick cast of Ice Saber just to show you what it looks like. So you'll see Papoy's blade should change colour. I think it's got a little bit bluer. But basically it's added the chance to create the snowman effect on people. And I actually just messed up there for a moment by casting Remedy on Prim instead. If you want to be really fast about this, you have her cast her magic on people that aren't her. Because then... Oh, look, we're so close. Yeah, now, they both have the same amount of MP, but Prim is higher in experience than Papoy is. The reason for that is it doesn't care about what spell you cast. The maths behind it is, did you cast a spell? Have the percentage. That's why we were casting Remedy, because it's only worth 1 point. Or one magic point. We're going to have to rest, so we're probably going to get a scene.
You staying? Hang on.
Yeah, just wait a second. So let me finish explaining this before we have our scene. So, you want to be casting, for training purposes, your least expensive spells. That gets to be a real problem later on when a bunch of elementals only have high magic spells. Like, I think the Shade, the Dark Elemental, they've got 8 and 10 magic points. But we'll get to that when we get to that. That's where the grind comes in, because you got to walk outside, do the thing, walk back inside, rest. There is a really good training point after we get our third elemental, and coincidentally our third mana seed. But for the moment, we only need to get to level 1, and we're almost there. Do we have a scene? Yep.
Wow, that Watts is the best blacksmith I've ever seen.
I have seen one blacksmith.
He's made my rusty sword shine like it's brand new. With a sword like this at my side, everyone can tell that I'm a knight who means business. I know. I'll try it out with a few practice swings.
It figures.
What's your problem?
So immature. A rust-free sword doesn't make you a knight. You'll never be a warrior like Diluc without training.
That's why I'm practicing.
That wasn't practice. That was posing. You just wanted to look cool holding that sword.
No, I didn't.
Totally
The
did.
truth hurts.
Fine. No more sword practice today, or any day. Happy now?
Oops, I didn't realize I touched a nerve.
You did not.
Like I said, you're so immature.
These little resting interactions add so much to the characters. Like, I also like how the sprite just sort of flops down on the bed. Yeah, I really like these little interactions. They just add character. And it also lets you see just how much Prim likes Diluc, which is a lot. Alright, so we should have full mana again, so let's start heading back towards Gaia's Navel. You know what? We're going to take the long route, because I'm going to show you guys what canon travel looks like. Hopefully. Come on.
Watch out! Freeze!
So see, we can still cast it on that mushroom, even though there wouldn't be any point because it's probably dead.
Freeze!
So things do take a little bit of time to die.
Come on, Undine!
And yeah, the reason why we use Freeze instead of Acid Rain is because Freeze only costs 2 MP.
Freeze!
And generally what I'll do is save... now the issue here is we've got 3 MP but only 2 to cast, but it doesn't matter.
Freeze!
Okay. So, good news. Popoi is now at level 1 Undine. That just makes everything more powerful, which is great. So now, we might just fast track the remedy thing. Normally I wait until we're about to go to a rest point. There we go, we've leveled that one up too. Now I believe we found, or we referred to it before, Neko will sell us fairy walnuts, which are our MP restoring item. Unfortunately, he overcharges. So they're normally worth about 500 GP. He will charge us 1,000, which is insane. Back when I first played the game, when I was about, I don't know, I would have been about 12 or 13, I didn't realize that Inns restored your mana as well as your MP. So I would actually train magic by going and like having to buy fairy walnuts and all that sort of stuff. Like buy fairy walnuts to restore the MP. And they restore a lot of MP. Let me just check weapons. Okay, we're almost maxed out on that, which is good. Oops. And she's almost maxed out with that. Wonderful. Alright.
Hey there! Special offer just for you. Only 50 GP to any of these destinations.
We don't need to go to the Water Palace, but we do want to go to Gaia's Navel.
Gaia's Navel. Sure thing. You just pop yourself into the barrel.
Canon travel is exactly what you think it is. Yeah, so another part of the remake which isn't that great, canon travel. See, in the original, because they really wanted to show this stuff off, so the Super Nintendo had a thing called, I think it was called Mode 7, where it could kind of semi-3D things, and they used it a lot in this game, and one thing that they really used it for was canon travel. So you'd see your characters spinning through, or your characters spinning through the air as you zoomed out over the map and then you zoomed back in. It looked incredible, but they went the lazy route here and just didn't show it.
I've been waiting. Which weapon?
So I think we've got a couple of weapons. It'll tell you down at the bottom. See, it says lever whip equals or goes to cannot forge. Okay, so the boomerang can be upgraded. So the boomerang is now the chakram. And I think, spiked knuckle can now become the... Come on, what is it? The power glove. And that's it. So, the chakram can causes bonus damage on slimes and lizards, whereas the power glove does the same thing on insects and tough-skinned monsters. And now these two can be charged up to level 2, or trained up to level 2 as well, which is nice. And here we are in Dwarf Town. We're going to rest because we need the mana. Actually, we do actually need the mana. We've sort
One
of
night is 50.
accidentally played our hand here a little bit too early, but we'll see. We'll, you know, just have to deal with that.
What is it? Is there something on my face? Just can't decide if I should make you my underlings or not. You look like troublemakers to me.
Underling? Forget it. Besides, he looks more the subordinate type than I do.
No way am I taking orders from them.
So that was a strange act back there. Did you really manage to trick travelers into giving you money?
No comment.
That's not good enough. Tell me.
No one else fell for our ruse except for you guys.
Good. I don't want to travel around with a liar who cheated a bunch of innocent people out of their gold.
Calling me a liar's a little harsh. I apologized already, remember? It's in my nature to be tricky. I'm a sprite. You just gotta expect a prank or two.
Not on this journey.
So the sprite does this whole thing where they're going to treat us like we're the underlings and they're the boss, which is kind of fun, but yeah. They're a mischievous character. Alright, so the issue here is we're going to have to come back to this in just a second, because we need to spend mana to break open... Actually, are we fully kitted out? I'm just going to check this first, because we do have a fair amount of gold.
Welcome. What'll it...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we all have power van braces. And I think she's wearing a kung fu
Anything
suit.
else? Come again.
I'm just going to check that. What is Prim wearing? Oh, a chain vest. I will leave it for now. It's not going to be that important. Alright, so let's go down to the entrance to the underground palace. Leave this horrendous music apart. Now, we've been told that Undine's magic will work on this, and I just happen to know that it's specifically the freeze spell. There we go, caved in. Now, we need to go back to the inn and recover our MP. So, bear with me for a moment. We want to do that because the boss of the underground palace
15.
is weak to freeze.
So that's a witch's castle.
What's the deal with castles anyway? Is every meal a feast like people say? Are there beds as big as boats? These inns don't have enough space, that's all I'm saying. I think I'm cut out for the high life.
Not sure how much you'd like it.
You people have no idea. Palace life is not fun.
You okay?
No!
Harsh words, sis. You want to crush my dreams that badly?
People from the palace only think about their own status. Everything is for the sake of the realm. No one ever stops to think about how the rest of us feel. Who wants to marry into that kind of oppression? And what a crybaby! No one ever told that jerk no. One little slight and he went crying to his daddy. Everything was about him. What a narcissist. That pampered kid is nothing like Diluc. Diluc's a responsible soldier who wouldn't blame others for his mistakes. The nobility are selfish. Diluc always asked me how my day was, or brought me flowers. Not like some people. What a loser. Ah!
Sounds like sis had it rough.
A witch's castle would be way different from what she's used to anyway.
So yeah, there's a bit more about the whole arranged marriage thing that we're getting Prim out of. And there's our 2 MP back. Yeah, if I'd thought about it, I would have saved up MP. But, you know, it is what it is. One nice little thing about those inn scenes is that they comment on what they're doing. Like, just then they commented on the witch's castle. And I think it just... you can't miss them, it just chains them back. Alright, so... into the underground palace we go. So we've got some goblins here. Proper goblins, not kid goblins. And again, when I first played this on the original... okay, good, whip level up. This was very dangerous. Okay, let's see. So, these two. I'll use a power glove for a bit. That'll be fun. Oh, there's a treasure chest there. Must have been left from the goblin that we killed. Good. Okay, turns out we didn't really need to rest because Papoy just leveled. These, I think they were called knights or something? Chest knight, yeah. Pretty dangerous. They can cast really high evading stuff on themselves. Oh, Frost Saber is still active on Papoy's weapon. So right there you just saw the secondary effect of Frost weaponry, which is to snowman people. Which effectively just immobilizes them. And there, her magic just wore off. This is making it a little bit hard to hit, but I think these guys have huge... yeah, there you go, just sped up, so it increased its accuracy and evasion, but we managed to kill it in time. There's a slime down here. See, the sprites got stuck, so this is a good example. You know what? They might have fixed it in the remake. Okay, Prim's weapon skill's up, so let's swap her out of Javelin. And she can go into the Chakram. Okay, let's rescue the sprite. So there's 2 ways to rescue somebody from that sort of getting stuck. You can either go back and try and get the AI to retask on you, or you can swap to their character. Yeah, chest knights have a huge amount of evasion. But we did really well there with a couple of crits. Okay, Papoy's at sword level 2. That's a sword level 1, sorry. Just suplexed a bat twice, so That's fun. So we've activated these two switches, and that should have removed the central thing. Yep, so we can just go straight up here. There is a little audio cue when your attack finishes recharging, which is very handy. In the original, the color of your sprite changed slightly when you were charging up, or when you were recharging to be able to make an attack. Okay, so that goblin just summoned in something. Goblin. Bit more powerful. It's not getting as phased by our attacks. You can see it wasn't getting knocked back. Did anybody actually have the whip on them? No? Alright. I have to equip the whip to get over this jump. But I have to do it from the correct side. Then I immediately want to swap back to the power glove. Now it's kind of a good thing that Prim has Vishakram right now, because Vishakram is super effective against slimes, which we're encountering a lot of. Got him. I think it's actually the Goblins which spawn the little goblins in, so I think, not 100% on that. Okay, I think we're almost, oops. Missed that there was a goblin down there. Oh good, now we have to deal with two of these damn things. Which the problem here is, while we can hit them both with one hit, if we do one of those suplex effects, it only hits one. Luckily that speed up magic that they do doesn't last for very long. Oh hey, good. A bomb, wonderful. Can't remember if we're about to get into the fight. Apparently not. Nope. Alright, goblins spawn goblins. Trying to leave that treasure chest until the fight's over. We just found a fairy walnut. That is amazing. That is really good. I'm very happy that we actually found one of those. Okay, so we've leveled up Power Glove. So now we're going to do Pole Dart. How's everybody else going? Yeah.
This is the altar room.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, hang on, hold up! You can't just barge in here.
This is Gnome.
The great gnome ain't gonna let pipsqueaks on his turf. Now scram!
What a lot of hot air. Why don't you scram?
Yeah, I'll teach you a lesson, little brat.
Ha! Take this!
Why, you little... Uh-oh, I'm out of here.
Look, there's something back there.
Meet Fire Gigas. So, first things first. Fire Gigas is not friendly. We have to wait for him to reform. There he is. One thing we should also do, just while we're at it, everybody gets Ice Saber. Okay, that's not great. I need Cure Water on the boy. And while we're doing that, just hit him with a freeze. So previously what I do in this fight is just keep on chaining freezes together because it's actually really a dangerous fight. Particularly with Exploder in the mix. Okay, giving me a cure on everybody. I think we killed him though. I also feel like they reduced the HP of the enemies in this remake. Because that shouldn't have taken as half a magic gauge, it should have taken as all of a magic gauge. But we get a free refill. After we finish posing. Okay, only HP, not magic? Great. Alright.
What a relief! Good thing you guys are strong. That oaf was always bugging me. Sorry, I kinda let loose on you guys in frustration. No hard feelings?
I'll show you hard feelings. Swear your loyalty to me, and maybe, just maybe, I'll forgive you. Otherwise, I'll throw you to my vicious bodyguard.
Please, forgive me.
Hey, who are you calling your bodyguard?
I know when I've met my match. Call on me anytime. I'll be there. Now, close your eyes, boss. Now both you and the missus over there can summon me.
Excuse me? Since when were we an item?
I like your style, gnome.
Well, that's that. Be seeing ya.
So we've just picked up our second
Come on, we gotta get to the mana seed.
And let's get up here and seal the mana seed. Or seal the sword to the mana seed.
Come on.
My head. Ow.
You okay?
Hang in there.
Sorry, I drifted off there.
Give me a break.
Hey, don't get ants in your pants. While I was asleep, my past came back to me. I lived in the forest in the Upperland. So it's decided. That's where we gotta go. I'll let you hang out with me until we get back to my home. You're welcome.
Gee, thanks.
So that seems a bit weird where it's like I'll just happen to regain the memories. But sprites and beings of mana, like, it makes sense. Now, I don't know if it just immediately exits us or if we have to use the escape rope. We might as well just use the escape rope. Oops.
Can you hear me? Gemma has not returned from Pandora yet. Something must have happened. I sense evil in the Pandora Ruins. Perhaps you can look into it and find out what's keeping Gemma.
Luke is right. We need to get to the Pandora Ruins on the...
So there's our mission. We do want to go to the Upperlands to, like, get the sprite reunited and all that sort of thing. But we also would like to, well, we've got to work out what's happening in Pandora.
One night is 50.
Yeah, I'll pay it.
Seeing Elena's true form gave me a new respect for magic power.
No kidding. She acted so young despite her real age.
Hey, bro?
What?
This Eleni witch wasn't always so scary, right?
No, I heard she was a typical old lady before.
Then it was the magic that made her into a terrifying bad guy, right? Hear me out. What if someone who was mean from the start got their hands on that kind of magic?
I guess they do even more harm out in the world.
Right? Then what would happen if Sis managed to get more magic powers?
Whoa, better not think about it. There's no way we'd manage to defeat something so sinister.
What are you guys implying?
Ah, that's good. So once we get out of here, I'll run you through what Gnome's magic is. And of course we're going to save the damn game. Alright, well we don't have the annoying music. So first things first, we now have 2 bits of mana power. The Water Palace and the Underground Palace. Now if we come over here to... Right, he doesn't have a magic, so we've got to go like that. Right, and we also have Gnome. So Gnome has Earth Slide, Gem Missile, and Speed Down. Now Speed Down is particularly useful for us because it's a good training spell. It also doesn't kill what we... It doesn't do any damage, it just slows down. Whereas these two definitely do damage. And let's... So over here, Prim has access to Stone Saber, which pretty expensive. Speed Up, also pretty expensive. And Defender, which is... It's alright. So, we're going to head back to Pandora after we visit Watts real quick. Because we did pick up an Axe Orb. I think our weapons are still Ice Sabered as well. So now we have the Load Axe. And I think that's it. Yep. So the Load Axe... More damage on plants and fish. Cool. Alright, we'll make our way to Pandora. I think we're going to stop by Kippo Village. Because I think they sold the Kung Fu dress. Oh, Neko's nicked off from here. That's good. Screw that guy. Yep, definitely still have Ice Saber active. So I don't know if you can actually hit things at a snowman. You could in the original, but it seems like maybe we can't in this one. Well, my hit detection is just completely off with this javelin. Oh yeah, that reminds me as well. Where are we?
Your turn, Gnome. Speed down.
So this,
Your turn, Gnome.
we just burn through all of
Your turn, Gnome.
Papoy's magic power real quick.
Bravo. Speed down. Your turn, Gnome.
There will be periods where you can't actually select the sprite to actually cast a magic from, and that's just, you've just got to work out when it is. Generally it's when the effect starts to take, but when the gnome's on screen you can't recast it, but after she calls out the name of the attack, yeah, like that.
Speed down. Your turn, Gnome. Speed down.
And that should be that. Really messed that one up. And we'll wait on cast. Actually, you know what? Yeah, have her cast a little bit of it. So we have her cast Defender, and we'll get her to cast it on Papoy.
Defender!
because it does stop them moving. So we'll just kind of get her to do it over the course of, just as we move around.
Defender!
Now we can't actually reselect Popoi for the targeting of that at the moment because she's having an effect, like, on her. Come on. Ah. Apparently Prim was in the middle of doing something then, so we couldn't select her either. The game does get a little bit finicky about when you can actually select things.
Protect us, no? Defender!
See, I don't usually use a lot of buff magic.
Protect us, no?
I guess the exception is when you've got a boss with an elemental weakness, you can just be like, yep. Power on. Okay, she's got one MP left. So we will use that. But we're going to use it on Remedy.
Water! Remedy!
And if we just take a quick look... Yeah, so Gnome's almost at level 1 for the sprite. And yeah, basically you can see they're half as good there. But we do have a little bit more for Undine at the moment, which is good. And that's what that Remedy got us. Wasn't aiming for that one, but alright. Okay, Prim's leveled up the boomerang, so let's get her out of that. Let's see. Yeah, put on the power glove. Oh, and I think also Popoi. Yeah, Popoi leveled as well. So we'll give them the chakram. Oh, nice hit. Probably call this episode after we deal with Kippo, because we are going to use the init Kippo. So yeah, the issue with us using a ranged weapon as the main character is the other guys don't really get in close to use their stuff. Unless we purposefully troll them close like that. But then there's always the danger that they get hit. Alright, great. How was my weapon skill? Yeah, getting there. Alright, first things first, the item store.
Welcome.
Yep, so the Kung Fu dress is better than what she's got on at the moment, so we'll buy one of those.
Come again.
How much better though? Substantially. Alright, cool. So we've got the best armor that we can at the moment.
Welcome. What'll it be?
We'll just sell the excess... Sorry, the excess... God damn it. Chain vest.
Anything else? Come
Nope,
again.
we're good. We could actually go and buy fairy walnuts off Nako, but it is such a tremendous waste of money. So let's just have an in scene and then we'll save it and call it, I think.
One night is 10 G.
It's so weird talking to Luca. I can't wrap my head around the idea that she's hundreds of years old.
Never seen a granny like her.
First time we met, I didn't realize that was Luca until Gemma got mad at me.
What's her secret?
Whoa! What's with the serious expression?
I don't care how old I get, as long as I never look like Elena. How does Luca manage?
I think it's something to do with being the, custodian of the sacred mana fountains.
I've got it! It must be the lake around the water palace. Undine must have imbued it with magic or something. That must be it. I'll just take up swimming in the lake every day and wait for the results. Look out, world! This fresh-faced girl is gonna cause a splash!
What is she talking about this time?
I wasn't gonna ask.
You guys have something to say?
No, nothing.
There are some things we just don't need to wonder.
Classic. Alright, so we'll call it there. So from here we need to go to Pandora. We'll try and level up as much as we can on the way there. It's a pretty decent trip from Kippo to Pandora. So we'll definitely be able to use all of the sprites mana. I don't know whether we'll get anything leveled up. I'd really like to get Undine leveled up to level 2 because that's, as I said, bread and butter. But I think we need Gem Missile pretty shortly, so getting that up there as well wouldn't be too bad. And as for Prim, it's mainly Cure Water. If we can get Cure Water up nice and high, that's really good because that affects the actual amount of HP that it restores. But that's been about an hour, so in the meantime, I've been Sub, you've been yourselves. Later.